of the 30-megawatt power plant at Crabs, constructed by the People's Republic of China through Beijing Construction Engineering Group, has sparked much controversy in certain corners. But on Monday, the government and the representatives of the construction company, along with representatives from China, called a press conference to set the record straight. Our reporter Sean Thomas has the details.
Local government officials and representatives of the People's Republic of China held a press conference amid allegations from the political opposition that there are flaws with the newly commissioned 30-megawatt Wadadli power plant. Doubts were cast suggesting that the plant may not be new, but Prime Minister Dr. Baldwin Spencer told the media gathering that he is confident that the right decision was made to construct the $47 million project financed by China's state-owned Import-Export Bank at a 2% interest rate. Prime Minister Spencer says the plant is in fact new and that the libelous allegations by the opposition seek only to score cheap political points and derail the relationship with China that will mark 30 years next year.
Their attacks are a betrayal of the people of Antigua and Barbuda, who stand to benefit from the operation of the new 30-megawatt Wadadli power plant. Every right-thinking Antiguan and Barbudan, I am certain today, is thinking about the reasoning behind these vicious attacks. Is it cheap politics, or is it an agenda for pecuniary and other benefits to some persons? Be it for cheap politics or for money, the people of Antigua and Barbuda are the ones who stand to lose because greed only robs from the people. I am fully contented that the government of the People's Republic of China delivered to the people of Antigua and Barbuda a new 30-megawatt Wadadli power plant. I have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. My conscience is clear, and I am certain that not one individual seated around this table has attempted to defraud the people of Antigua and Barbuda or has gained financially from the construction of the new power plant at Crabs, as is alluded to in the public out there.
China's ambassador Liu Henming further sought to put the issue to rest. He says the bilateral relations between both nations will continue to grow despite the challenges. He says that the allegations in the press resulted in an investigation. Having inspected the equipment, Henming speaks of the findings.
Following the completion of the new 30-megawatt power plant, the instability of power supply in Antigua and Barbuda improved significantly, and the economic development of Antigua and Barbuda was further energized. The new 30-megawatt power plant can stand the test of facts.
These speculations also indicated that the funds made available through China's Exim Bank were not being effectively utilized. However, the country's ambassador to China, Sir David Shaul, who made the negotiations possible, explains the workings of the loan agreement and how the funds are being deposited.
Any suggestions that the construction company, BCEG, acted outside of the watchful scrutiny of the various bodies of the government of the People's Republic of China is malicious. Further, it evidences a deliberate intent to mislead and misguide the public and undermine the national interest. The loan is for 20 years with a 5-year moratorium. I must emphasize that the funds loaned under the concessional loan agreements are never paid directly to the beneficiary government or statutory body. Rather, the funds are disbursed by the Exim Bank and paid directly to the construction company by the bank and not to the government of Antigua and Barbuda or the APUA. Let me outline the process of how the payments were made to BCEG. A certificate of the progress of work was submitted by BCEG to APUA detailing the deliverables achieved against the schedule of works and the drawdown of the loan. The project manager at APUA verifies the work completed as stated on the certificate and thereafter authorizes the payment of the work completed. APUA then writes to the Ministry of Finance confirming that the authorization for payment has been approved. Finally, the Ministry of Finance writes to the Exim Bank confirming that payment can be made pursuant to the drawdown schedule and authorized certificate. It should be absolutely clear now that neither the government of Antigua and Barbuda nor APUA was in receipt of any funds, not even 1 cent.
The press conference also heard the views of the Antigua Public Utility Authority, APUA. Chairman of the Board of Commissioners, Clavis Joseph, says the project in all aspects hinges on the company's aim to meet the electricity generation requirements of the Twin Islands state.
APUA has asked, and our technicians examined and agreed that the plant will be done, the engines will be built, to our specifications, and the plant will be done to our requirements. So consequently, given the location, we were not prepared to accept a steel frame and a galvanized clad building. We prefer to accept a building that was constructed to meet hurricane resistance standards. So when we're talking about construction, we're talking about a building, as far as we're concerned, and our engineers say is capable of meeting the demands.
With the new 30-megawatt power plant commissioned in October of 2011 and the APUA tariff review, consumers can expect to see a reduction in electricity rates. Sean Thomas, ABS News.
Meantime, manager of the Antigua Power Plant project from the Beijing Construction Engineering Company, Zhao Ming, describes the claims that the plant is second-hand as groundless.
The experienced technician and the management of BCG and APUA had been working together to manage the whole project so as to guarantee the quality of the project. The inspection of the materials, equipment, construction and installation, and the equipment adjustment were all under the supervision of the professional engineers of APUA. The project was completed with high quality in time and passed the 1-month testing commissioning.
Images presented in the local media show erosion and fuel spillage at the facility. However, officials say this is quite normal. Prime Minister Spencer shares his view in this regard.
We're talking about a power plant with engines and oil and this and that. And you see some oil on the floor. And you see some parts of the thing where there's some element of erosion. That does not conclude that these engines are not new. What you want to see, it's a power plant. You're going to see oil, you're going to see, and it's black oil we're dealing with. You're going to see these things from time to time around here. You expect to see blood? It's a plant. It's a generating plant. I mean, I just find this amazing. It's not a hotel lobby. It's a generating plant. And you have to see oil, and you have to see some degree of erosion of things from time to time, over time. And as was pointed out, it's 2 years since these things came to Antigua and the process of installation takes place.
APUA's electricity manager, Lyndon Francis, says that the project seeks to meet the local electricity demands and that the country has gotten value for money.
Yes, my role as electricity manager, I've had the privilege to oversee and participate in the project. And as the chairman and others have said, that the APUA has benefited from this project. And the reasoning and background has been outlined already. And from my vantage point, yes, the APUA has benefited from it.
Now,